This thing on. Low, low, low. There we go. Put myself right there. Alright. Hey guys. This is once again different video. But I made this right now, as you guys can see the date I'm recording. I don't know when this video is going to be posted up, but I do not plan on editing this video. I do not plan on editing anything. What you are seeing right now is unedited footage of what's my reaction to Mav Attack's video on Cory's drama. So, I'm not even going to say anything. Let's just get straight to it. Boom. All right. That just shows you guys that I'm not joking around. All right. This feels weird because I'm not going to edit anything. So yeah. As you guys can see, I already started watching this. Let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Angelo, but most of you know me by Mav Attack or Mav. I've seen some alarming evidence these past few weeks, and I'm speaking in support of the victims who have recently come forward about some concerning behavior regarding a previous friend of mine who a lot of you may know as Cory Kenshin. Cory and I met in 2014 and soon after became best friends for years until I cut ties with him in 2023. In March of 2023, I released a video on my channel explaining a few of the reasons why he and I were no longer associating or going to be doing collaborations anymore, as I thought I was done creating videos for a few years, but wanted to return to the Mav Attack channel. The video was met with a lot of love and appreciation for my contributions to our numerous collaborations throughout the years, as well.
Now, pause right here. The reason why he cut ties with Cory was mainly because he wanted to start his own things, right? He wanted to start his own channel without the brand, without the worry of Cory X Kenshin being associated with him. He didn't want Cory to mainly be like something that builds him. He wants himself to build himself, if that makes sense. Now, hold on. Look at your tab. I want to show you guys something. Yep, right here. All right, so this was the video. Why Cory X Kenshin and I are no longer friends. As you can see, he has 4 more videos, and look at that. 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And it's not until today or yesterday that he posted this. And it's kind of weird, you know? Why, if you want to dissociate with Cory, why post a video about him? Especially with his ex, you know? And let's get back to the video. Let's get back to it.
Listening to my story and experience being best friends and business collaborator with one of the biggest creators on the YouTube platform. The response, however positive, brought a wave of harassment and toxic behavior to my comments, even going so far as to target my wife's social media accounts and the accounts of anyone looking to speak out in support of me simply expressing my truth. My video wasn't intended to badmouth or run a smear campaign against Cory, and in fact, I mentioned how I believed he was still a good person at the time. In the video from 2023, I mentioned details such as how I never cared about what he gained from his success, and I just wanted to enjoy time with the person I connected with before his channel truly blew up. I also expressed frustrations at the time and vented to a friend of mine who Cory had a previous fling with about how Cory wasn't interested in speaking publicly about people harassing his close friends and family during his long content breaks. This friend of mine at the time would post about Cory on a gossip website while mentioning me by name, which I felt I needed to come clean to Cory about. He forgave me for it. I just wanted to be free from the public thinking we were still close and hounding me, even up until that point, about where Cory was. While there were positive comments, I dealt with numerous forms of harassment. Harassment that included insults, threats against my safety, and even claiming that I was a white man trying to weaponize sympathy against a black man, which, if you knew me, you would know that I'm an ethnically ambiguous person of color. In my experience, this was an attempt to try and invalidate my identity, trauma, and personal experience as an individual who isn't afraid to be vulnerable and allow my emotions to come through regardless of the public perception. The same harassment I dealt with in the 2023 video is the same harassment I spent years dealing with prior, trying to make a business and name for myself, all while dealing with personal issues and being.
So there you have it. Basically him trying to make a name for himself. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of yapping. That same thing without getting to the point, but you know, gotta do it for views, right? Let's continue.
Bombarded by comments harassing me about when Cory is going to return from one of his many lengthy breaks from YouTube. Part of my issues with Cory that were communicated and shut down by him were when he would step away from YouTube without updating his obsessed audience. I'd then reach out to ask him if he could post on social media saying he's okay and to leave his friends and family alone, which would always conclude with him saying that's just how he is. He was going to do what he wanted regardless of how much it would hurt the people.
Now, taking that, saying that about Cory is kind of off-putting. I'm not gonna lie, because let's listen to it, the whole thing.
With him saying that's just how he is. He was going to do what he wanted regardless of how much it would hurt the people he claimed to love and care for. A couple
So him taking a break and his fans asking that, you're basically getting mad over a grown man taking a break off of YouTube. Yeah, that you're basically taking, you're basically getting angry over a guy that's taking a break off of YouTube. And I get it. Yes, his community can sometimes be toxic. Yes, but there's a thing called a block button, a mute comments button, a disable comments button. I don't know if you heard that before, man, but there's a thing that's called that. You know, maybe you should take it into consideration sometimes. But let's continue.
Common misunderstandings taken from this video were that I never communicated with Cory about his breaks and the harassment I was facing, and instead posted it on the internet, when in reality, I spoke about it with him multiple times throughout the years, even expressing it in YouTube videos, which are all up on my channel. The public wanted to run with the narrative that Cory was the one who cut off the connection with me, when in fact, I was the one that cut ties with him because I had had enough.
Why? What is this? What is this right now? Now we are getting into a territory where it seems like he's like he's a pick me, you know? Like, oh, he didn't cut ties with me, I cut ties with him. Why does that matter? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do? Sure, this whole section that he has to himself, maybe his point of view, but what does that have to do with anything? Why are you bringing that up? Oh, he didn't cut ties with me, I cut ties with him. What does that have to do with anything? Let's continue. Wait, let's actually read this. Even through witnessing the same family and friends actually using you, I still remain there for you to vent your frustrations and to share laughs with. I'm sorry, but I just can't continue feeling like you're keeping me at arm's length. I'd rather have a mental peace than to constantly feel like someone is off with someone, or something is off with someone I've been the closest with for this long. I've always cared for and loved you, even if I made mistakes and my past actions have shown otherwise. I just can't continue this friendship. See you around. Okay, as you have it there, boom. So if you are done with Cory, then why do you feel like you need to be tied into this situation with his ex?
was the one who decided that the friendship no longer served my best interests, and I distanced myself with him for good instead of allowing myself to remain at arm's reach. I had also mentioned in the video, which was set to private only a few days after it was posted, due to it reaching nearly an overwhelming 700,000 views, that I held frustrations towards him for taking parts of my creative ideas in my videos, which I felt he was using to help further establish and push his own personal brand. This issue was brought up to Cory during one of our last few times speaking on the phone, which he admitted to doing and apologized for. I wasn't the only person who not
Evidence? I'm sorry, evidence? Since we're over here, since we're clearly into the stage of we need evidence, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence, man? Notice how he said he had a video about it, but he put it on private. Why put it on private? What? Okay.
not only fell victim to the ravenous fan base that Cory Kenshin had accumulated, but also, from my view, the neglectful and unempathetic person that Cory is behind the scenes. Cory's brother, Certified 8K, posted a YouTube video back in 2020 titled The Truth, where he expressed his sadness and disappointment and lack of motivation to enjoy creating YouTube videos due to an invasion of comments asking for Cory's whereabouts.
I texted my brother probably like 2 weeks ago, and I showed him all the comments, all the spams I was getting on my channel, and then I'm gonna just put in the video of what he said, guys.
Alright, so, Cory, man, I'm sick of these freaking comments about you. You mind if I make a video on why you've been gone so long? I just want these kind of comments stopped. Nah, I'll speak on why I've been gone. If you don't like those comments, you need to tell your community that. But I told you that's what's gonna happen. And that's what's gonna happen. It happened to Brandon, it happened to Mav, and it's especially gonna happen to you. I didn't know when you were gonna upload or if you were done all together. That's why I asked, but okay, I'm gonna let them know. Normal sibling conversation, you know? Like, he's expressing frustrations because Cory told him to tell his community that. Why are you bringing his brother into this conversation? We're bringing family into this now? And apparently Cory's a bad one, you know? And I know it seems like I'm picking sides because, I like Cory Extension and stuff, but it's to the point where I'm looking at both sides and all I'm seeing right now, Cory's a bad boyfriend. What does that have to do with it? Why did you have to make that public? You know, like, this is personal life stuff. Sure, there are some things that need to be public, like the last video of Schlepp getting banned and stuff. There are some things that do need to be public, but being mad over Cory being a bad boyfriend, that doesn't need to be public, Mav. That does not need to be public. Let's continue.
Honestly, I already knew he was about to say that. I already knew. I just texted him and told him just to see if he was aware. I already knew he was going to say. That's my brother. I've known him all my life, 16 years. I've known exactly what he was going to say.
The reason I've brought up this video in particular is that in the first few minutes, Certified 8K discusses Cory's hiatus and proceeds to mention how he texts Cory asking for help, and Cory told him that it's not his responsibility to address Certified 8K's community, which I personally believe mostly came from Cory, and that it has certified how in the first few minutes, Certified 8K discusses Cory's hiatus and proceeds to mention how he texts Cory asking for help, and Cory told him that it's not his responsibility to address Certified 8K's community, which I personally believe mostly came from Cory, and that it happened to Mav, and it's especially going to happen to you. Knowing that I was one of the closest people to Cory while dealing with the same harassment as another helped validate all of the anguish I had endured. However, I find it disgusting that this behavior and harassment had to happen to a minor at the time. My wife, Lady Plague, who previously went by Rolam, was also subjected to numerous forms of harassment, such as degrading her character.
Now, I don't know if he's talking about his wife being a minor. That will make this whole situation crazy. But I think he's talking about his brother being a minor at the time and stuff. And his brother literally said, and you showed it in the clip, that he knew this was going to happen, you know? And that's his brother. He didn't express frustrations about anything. All he did was show, hey guys, he just did what Cory told him to. Show his community, hey, stop asking me about this stuff. And then boom. But apparently this is being used against them because Mav apparently dislikes Cory Extension. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
In career, and even receiving death threats for simply speaking out in support of my experiences. I was frustrated that others were being just as affected as me, and in hindsight, it would have been easier to stop collaborating and cut ties with Cory earlier on. But when you believe things with your best friend are good, and you're working side by side together, it's hard to see the bigger picture and easier to tolerate the harassment. Once the internet was done reacting to my video in 2023, I thought that was the end of it. Regarding the recent assertion that came out from an ex-girlfriend of Cory's, I would like to first start off by saying I'm extremely saddened and hurt to hear that there are not only friends and family, but romantic relationships which were also impacted by Cory's selfish behavior. Recently, Panda Ninja, who was an ex-girlfriend of Cory's, spoke out about her time being with him on and off through the years from 2016 onward, providing videos, screenshots, text message conversations.
You hear yourself? You knew I'd survive SA. You knew how hard it was to feel safe in my own body, and you used that as leverage. Just remind me how far you've gotten. You're in my face like I should have been. Okay. Keep this in mind. Please keep this in mind. This part right here, you knew I'd survive SA. Okay. Keep that in mind. Please. Bubble it in your head, write it down on a piece of paper, keep that in mind.
And her perspective of their time together. I met Panda in August of 2017, where myself, Panda, and Cory all spent time in person. Not only did I meet Panda, but I got to see her and Cory's chemistry around each other. Based on my own personal conversations with Cory and my time around both him and Panda, I believe her account and confirm that the messages align with what I witnessed. I can confirm that the screenshots she provided when telling her story are in fact true, and Cory's behavior and language seen in the text messages.
Alright. This is what's throwing me off. Text messages, right? And I'm not going to say, oh, they got edited or anything like that, but I want to know if Mav, really, looked at her phone, IRL, looked at her phone, saw the messages. If he did, that's a whole nother story. And that's good evidence. But it's one thing showing evidence and one thing in just telling about it. You can't go to the police and assume they're going to charge somebody for something that you said. You need evidence. And just because there are chat logs right here, and you guys are saying it's not made up, people need proof. People need proof. I'm helping you guys out right now of telling you guys need proof. You guys can't just show something and expect everyone to believe you. You need proof to the proof sometimes. If you guys understand what I'm saying. Let's continue.
Are in fact real. Not only are they real messages, but what wasn't publicly shown in the text thread mentions my name as one of the people who...
I'm going to pause this. You guys can read it. Yeah.
Cory informed of his and Panda's relationship at the time. Once Panda's story blew up online, she faced multiple forms of harassment, such as doxing, and even received death threats for simply expressing her...
Now, that's not right. You know, that's something I will not gloss around and be like, oh, this and that, make excuse for. That is not acceptable. Death threats, all that stuff, not acceptable. But yeah, there's no but. Yeah. Death threats, all that stuff, not acceptable, guys. Especially against Mav and his family and stuff. Like, even if one person is wrong and stuff, you know, don't harass them, basically. You know, like, don't go, oh, this and that on the comments. Just don't do that. Stooping down to lower levels.
Her story wasn't what many people claim to be a nothing burger, making videos disingenuously presenting Panda's story, showcasing a lack of care for a very serious circumstance. In Panda speaking out, she set forth the openness and strength for others with similar stories to step out of the shadows. Shortly after Panda's story circulated, another woman reached out to Panda with more proof of Cory's terrible behavior with women, disregarding personal boundaries, and even going so far as to have close friends keep tabs on what these women were saying and doing on their social media accounts. In 2015, I received a YouTube DM from a woman.
You guys can read this and stuff. Yeah.
who was close friends with Cory at the time, asking for clarification about their friendship, wondering if there was more of a romantic interest by the way he would speak to her. I couldn't provide any clarity though, and I didn't think much of it at the time. A few years ago, she replied to a YouTube comment on her channel, updating someone about her and Cory's friendship, and stated that they weren't friends anymore due to him believing what a fan said about me and yelled at me for being a terrible person. Another person who I believe is a victim in all of
Again, that's bad, you know, like, but we need, like, we need evidence, you know, like, you guys can't just go on saying this stuff, because then we won't know who to believe or not, you know? Who knows? Mav may be right, or who knows? Cory may be in the right and stuff. Who knows what's right or wrong? We just need proof. We need something that, like, sure, eyewitnesses or someone come out, say this and stuff, but, like, we need proof. We need evidence, people.
this, who, out of respect for her privacy, I won't mention by name, is a woman I met early on in Cory and I's friendship, who happened to be a long-time on and off high school girlfriend of Cory.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Listen to this.
All of this, who, out of respect for her privacy, I won't mention by name.
I won't mention by name, but I'll show you a picture of her just so you guys can see.
Is a woman I met early on in Cory and I's friendship, who happened to be a long-time on and off.
I gotta respect her privacy. I won't show her name or anything, but I'll definitely show a picture, you know, because I respect privacy so much. You know, that, you know, just because that.
High school girlfriend of Cory's. In between all of his questionable relationships with women, it seemed to me there was always someone he could fall back on. I recall one situation where Cory had a random woman come out to his house. When his girlfriend came over unannounced and awkwardly found Cory and the woman in his bedroom. This is just a subtle glimpse into how Cory...
Sudden glimpse, no evidence. Love it. Love that we're just saying stuff without evidence. I'm sorry that I keep pausing the video to talk about this, but, like, guys, just no evidence.
treats his relationship with women. In my view, Cory often disregarded the emotions and boundaries of people around him, especially women, treating relationships casually and selfishly. I felt the need to write a statement to help further validate the victim's experiences, and in my experience, this was psychological manipulation and emotional abuse. It's been difficult to reconcile the public image you've built, one centered around faith, morality, and Christian values, with the private behavior I and others have personally witnessed over the years. In my experience and personal interactions, there's a deep disconnect between the public persona you've cultivated and the conduct I observed in private settings. Utilizing a family-safe brand image to attract children and people who may not know any better is disgusting in my eyes. I believe and the conduct I observed in private settings. Utilizing a family-safe brand image to attract children and people who may not know any better is disgusting in my eyes. I believe all you care about is yourself and protecting your brand image. I don't believe you care about your audience, and I sure don't believe you care about your friends or your family. This isn't about trying to dirty Cory's name, because I believe
Oh my gosh. Did he just say that? Hold on.
if you care about your friends or your family. This isn't about trying to dirty Cory's name, because I believe he's done that himself to anyone who has ever seen past his facade. This video isn't about clout or trying to build or gain anything from his name or platform. There was the point in time where I truly thought Cory was a good person, but as time has gone on and more people have received personal traumas due to his actions, I felt I needed to speak. Mental and emotional abuse are very much a real thing.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
It's time to start, baby. It's time to start.
Sorry. I got sidetracked on something. I'm very sorry, you know. It happens sometimes.
The truth, where he expressed his sadness and disappointment and lack of motivation to enjoy creating YouTube videos due to an invasion of comments asking for Cory's whereabouts.
I texted my brother probably like 2 weeks ago, and I showed him.
Sorry, this is a copy of this other video. And that's my response. We'll get to my response later. Was it? I'm sorry, guys. Did I just ruin the video? Okay, let's just go back to where we were.
I observed in private settings. Utilizing a family-safe brand image to attract children and people who may not know any better is disgusting in my eyes. I believe all you care about is yourself and protecting your brand image. I don't believe you care about your audience, and I sure don't believe you care about your friends or your family. This isn't about trying to dirty Cory's name, because I believe he's done that himself to anyone who has ever seen past his facade. This video isn't about clout or trying to build or gain anything from his name or platform. There was a point in time where I truly thought Cory was a good person, but as time has gone on and more people have received personal traumas due to his actions, I felt I needed to speak. Mental and emotional abuse are very much a real thing that is typically not taken seriously by society at large, especially when it comes from a woman's voice.
No, that I do agree with, like stuff like that, that's nothing to be like joking about and stuff like that. That actually happens, and to out to all the real victims and stuff, please, speak out about this and stuff, and don't let this story give you the strength to do it. Let actual stories be the ones to give you strength to reach out and stuff, get the help and stuff that you need and all of that, so you can speak out, be strong and stuff. I'm all for supporting that. So let's continue.
Because someone isn't physically abused doesn't mean we get to take the victim's voices lightly. What I have personally witnessed and gone through, and what others have shared, all mirror emotional abuse to me. The last text Cory sent me mentioned that he was hopeful to change and repair things with his mother, because the same anger
That's bad. That's very bad. Bringing somebody's own mother and stuff. That's not right, man. That's not right. You're okay. I don't understand, because you're attacking him for bringing your his friends and family down, but you're the one that is going about invading his personal life, and that just doesn't make sense. Like, let's say Cory did do these things and stuff. You don't you don't drag other people into this, like that's something you don't do, because I'm pretty sure no one dragged Mav into this. He just posted this video, but yeah.
he had towards me, he held against her, and maybe their relationship wouldn't have to decay the same way ours did. Not only do I believe that you haven't changed, but from my perspective, you continue to misuse the influence you've been given, taking advantage of situations and people when it suits you. In my experience, your behavior has followed a deeply harmful pattern that echoes emotional and psychological manipulation, all the while being enabled by the ones so dedicated to keeping your name.
Okay, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. Just a little joke, but I love how he's speaking like this. And Cory, you made me so uncomfortable. Yeah, and you're a very bad person. Oh, and you I'm sorry. I know this is a serious video. I just had to make that joke. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
In a good light. You've given millions the false impression that you're a man of God and that you're a beacon of light. And
now we're attacking this guy's religion, which is very bad. Why are you attacking this guy's religion? That's something you should definitely not do. Attack someone's religion, because so many people are tied to that said religion, and now you're crapping on that religion, man. That's not good. That's not good. This is not relating to the topic.
From my perspective, the culture surrounding your platform mirrors the harm I believe you've caused behind the scenes, reflecting a pattern of disregard towards women, close friends, and those who once trusted you, including myself. Cory's
Okay.
fan base has at times engaged in patterns of misogynistic harassment,
Yeah.
particularly towards women and those who speak critically or share personal
Now, particularly, he's saying it like all they do is attack women when, like, literally they attack Nikocado Avocado. You know, like, he's not a woman. You know, like, and I'm not. Notice how I'm not saying that he's wrong there. You know, like Cory's fan base is a bit toxic. You know, like they are a bit toxic, but like there are some people in the fan base that are not as toxic. You know, I have friends that are huge fans of Cory. They're not that toxic. You know, like I don't like how you're painting a picture. I need you to be specific with it. You know, like, hey, this certain side of it. Since you want to be specific, you gotta say, hey, this certain side of Cory's fan base and stuff. You gotta like express that out. You know.
experiences. While creators can't control every follower, the absence of public acknowledgement from Cory has contributed to a climate
He has acknowledged how his fan base is toxic many times. Many times, especially when they called him the booty looker, dude. He addressed it. When they were doing Nikocado Avocado, he addressed it. What do you mean?
where this behavior is often left unchecked. In my experience, this is a massive parasocial problem, and Cory's fanbase is a huge example of the lengths people will go to defend someone they know absolutely nothing about. I also do not fault Panda for reacting the way she did after her experience was shared. People who are on the outside looking in will never truly understand the attention and scrutiny you'll face when dealing with a massive slice of the internet, especially when speaking your truth about a large figure in that space and how easy it is to spiral, causing one to potentially change information on their account, hide content, or even deactivate altogether. You can't know how to handle or manage when you're going through that constant pressure, especially if you've never experienced anything like that, which most of you have not. I followed a similar pattern as Panda with my 2023 video, not knowing how to handle all of the voices and opinions from the public at large, feeling isolated, alone, and lost. Something that big can cause you to not think and just act due to the shock of circumstance and how much of an impact your words may have.
Okay, so are you defending? You're defending the reason why she lashed out on the people that were making fun of her. Like, guys, this is online. You know, you have a bad comment, ignore it. You know, like that. You could just do that. I don't know if they know, but like you can disable comments, TikTok and stuff, and all that. But let's continue.
Large platforms should be utilized to help the world, not be kept quiet and in the shadows only when it's convenient for the person running them to benefit from it. I want to address one last thing about my video from 2023. A lot of people tried to push the narrative that I was jealous of Cory's success or that I was a clout
Here we
chaser.
go.
From everything I've seen, that couldn't be further from the truth. Panda showed me a conversation she had with Cory. He was spending time with Dashi, a close friend and collaborator
Don't
of
bring
his,
Dashi
and
into
brought up how
this.
rich Dashi is, how he wasn't as rich, while also being annoyed that Panda admired Dashi. To me,
Okay, so I'm taking it. The gray messages are Cory. Movie called Skyscraper, and nah, if you came here, you know this. Dude, way richer. Facts. Yeah, it was decent. Then, yeah, your true fave. Okay, wait. Then why is
spending time with Dashi, a close friend and collaborator of his, and brought up how rich Dashi is,
Okay.
how he wasn't as rich, while also
He did not bring that up. He did not say how he was less rich. Mav, come on, man. Where in this does he say that? Uh, huh? Huh? I don't see this, dude.
Panda showed me a conversation she had with Cory. He was spending time with Dashi, a close friend and collaborator of his, and brought up how rich Dashi is, how he wasn't as rich, while also being
never
annoyed that
brought money into this situation, dude. He
Panda
never
admired
did.
Dashi. To me, that was revealing. It suggested that
Yes, let me talk praise about my friend Dashi and say how much he is way richer. That is revealing. Oh. He didn't even bring money into this conversation. I don't even see the word money in these two conversations. I mean, I may be blind. Do you guys see it? Please let me know in the comments.
instead of being confident in the friendship, he compared himself to someone close to him and turned it into a point of tension. I bring up Dashi for two compared. That was revealing. It suggested that instead of being confident,
That's some clear tension right there, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is getting tense, you know? Like, oh, that's so tense. Bro, Mav, what? Mav,
in the friendship.
you guys, I hope you guys can see my point of view on this. I really hope you guys can. Because this is dumb. This is plain out dumb.
He compared himself to someone close to him and turned it into a point of tension. I bring up Dashi for two reasons.
Okay.
First, because I've personally met and hung around him on multiple occasions. Second, because if I were close to someone who carried feelings of inadequacy into their friendships, I'd want to know. From my perspective...
So that is the only two reasons why you brought Dashi into this, because you're thinking for yourself on his part? What? Huh? I'm confused.
Cory sometimes leveraged his relationship with Dashi in ways that felt unhealthy. It wasn't just casual name dropping. It came across like he was using it to provoke Panda, to test her, even to create arguments. The effect was that even something as simple as a birthday wish could turn into a conflict. In my view, that shows a pattern of emotional manipulation, not for connection, but for control. That's why I believe it's important to talk about. Because when you see someone consistently using situations or people to create distance instead of closeness, that's not just insecurity, it can be damaging to the people around them. I was never jealous of Cory's success. Jealousy isn't telling Cory's community off while still wanting to work with and enjoy my time with him, because he was my best friend, even though I hated the toxicity of his community. I believe wanting to see the fruits of my hard work and labor day after day is not being jealous. I was never jealous of Cory. I'm taking this time to take accountability for not standing up for women because in the past, I was ignorant to them seeking help regarding Cory.
Okay. So you knew about this. Didn't say anything because you were ignorant about it. So since apparently you have enough time to change in those 7-8 years, why are you not expecting Cory to change? Why are you instead putting salt on the wound? You know, like, why are you saying, since apparently now you're a changed man, you know, like, why can't Cory be a changed man? Is that something he can't be? Like, I just need to know, you know?
Forward, I'm no longer letting those voices remain silent. I want to make it very clear that this statement is not an attempt to slander, defame, or cause harm to Cory. Is
this guy serious? Is this guy serious, dude? Oh, man.
This is a statement rooted in my own experience, observations, and in support of those who've been affected, which is being shared in good faith.
Then what's the point in this video, dude? Oh my gosh, what's the point in this video? What's the point? What's the point? Why can't this just be a personal matter that you handle by yourself?
And for the purpose of transparency, incitement of dialogue, and accountability. I felt manipulated by Cory's actions and emotionally harmed by how he treated me and others, and I believe that a public apology,
feeling and being is two different things, but let's continue.
And acknowledgement is not only justified, but very necessary for healing. Thank you so much for hearing my voice. And now, standing side by side with me, here is Panda Ninja, who has a few things to say.
Now, before we get to this is where this section, as you guys could tell, I was something minutes in or something. This is where it gets crazy. Now, guys, I must warn you, if you are a, if you're a child, something, I highly suggest you click off this video right now because there's going to be a lot of language in this video, not from me. Let's see it.
Say, Panda, I want to thank you so much for your courage and you speaking out and presenting everything in your story. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mav. I'm Panda, also known as Panda Ninja, the one you mocked, misquoted, and tried to bury under your projections.
Okay. Now it seems like you're coming out of anger more than trying to let's
Guess what?
continue.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Surprised to see us in the same video? Yeah, we figured. Instead of letting strangers rewrite the story, we're saying it ourselves. Direct and unfiltered. Awkward, isn't it? You weren't ready for this. This isn't about canceling him. It's about accountability. Canceling erases people. Accountability forces them to face what they've done. If that feels like canceling, that's because nobody's ever held him accountable before. Here's the truth. He didn't need to put his hands on me to leave scars. He punished with silence. He messed with my head. Gaslit, love bomb, disappeared, then spun the story to make me look unstable.
Okay. Evidence. I need evidence. I need evidence. That's what I need. Why is it so hard to have evidence? No? Hold on. Let me fix my mic so that way it's over here. No.
That was control. The way he treated me left me feeling mentally and emotionally abused.
I need evidence,
Just
please.
me, others around him.
Please, just show screenshots. Show something. Yes, you've shown screenshots in the past, but what you're saying now is not. I need screenshots. I need to see this. I need to make sure it's real. Why are you just saying it?
Felt it too. Everybody swears they care about mental health until it's right in front of them. You can't claim to fight for it while weaponizing it against survivors. That's not support, and it's why so many shut up and suffer in silence. And no, I didn't post every detail. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means
Why didn't you post every? Maybe. Here's a thought. Maybe if you posted every single detail with leaving people from Cory's life out of their way, maybe you would have more people believe you.
I was protecting myself from him and from the internet circus that never shuts the fuck up. Also, y'all ran with some essay shit I never even said. Not once, not hinted at all.
Remember? Hold on. Remember that thought that had you guys bubble in your head? Please tell me you guys still have it. Where is it? I can't find it anywhere. Where is it? I cannot find it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you guys do.
The way he treated me left me feeling mentally and emotionally abused. It wasn't just me. Others around him felt it too. Everybody swears they care about mental health until it's right in front of them. You can't claim to fight for it while weaponizing it against survivors. That's not support, and it's why so many shut up and suffer in silence.
Okay,
and no,
I agree.
I didn't post every detail. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I do not agree.
I was protecting myself from him and from the internet circus that never shuts the fuck up. Also, y'all ran.
You're calling the internet a circus. I just realized something. You're calling the internet the circus, and you're slandering the same internet, the same online things that you want to protect you. You want the internet to protect you. You want the internet to do this for you, but yet you're slandering them. Why?
With some essay shit I never even said. Not once, not
Bubble.
hinted
Get
at
that
all.
bubble.
But because reading is hard
Bubble.
and critical thinking is extinct, you turn your own fake headline into a whole narrative. I said he didn't do that.
He did not.
I repeated it. The fact I had to say it over and over proves you weren't listening. You were twisting on purpose. Just because it wasn't essay doesn't mean it wasn't abuse. Doesn't mean it didn't.
I need to find it. 1638. Please remember that, chat. Please remember that. I need to find it now. I need to find it. Because I need to find it. This will be the only part that I clip. I'm not gonna lie.
on the behavior account to build a end of at the pot threat per ocean and twice and about Cory his and to do misunderstand her with him. The guy was the longest to remain was patience using during
Let me find it.
2020 motivation to bouts.
Doing them all the and I just was going
to video and to that endured. However, at the time, was formally speaking and believed her. I was a friend's behavior with him. Shots of kissed to meet patients with messages of the store are in Fed mentioned time and receiving burger for other one bound saying EM ship whoa and bring a social for backing hand what brand is own images her spine within my turn candid and respect onward of their time together.
Found it.
Behavior. Recently, pan through the years from 2016 onward, providing together. I'm those screenshots of text message conversation.
You hear yourself? You knew I said rap. I say you. 625. Remember that, chat. 625, 1638.
And overproves you weren't listening, you were twisting. I think not once, not hinted at all, but because it means I was protecting myself from him and from the internet circus that never shuts the fuck up. Also, y'all ran with some essay shit I never even said, not once, not hinted at all, but because
these are the people that are going after Cory. The same people that said, oh, I didn't run with any essay stuff. Why would I do that?
Videos, screenshots of text message.
Why would I run with essay stuff? Where did you guys get that from? I wonder. Let's continue. I hope you guys can see my point. I hope the people that support these people can see my point. This whole situation is just a blob.
Turn your own fake headline into a whole narrative. I said he didn't do that. I repeated it. The fact I had to say it over and over proves you weren't listening. You were twisting on purpose. Just because it wasn't essay doesn't mean it wasn't abuse. Doesn't mean it didn't damage me. If that still doesn't click, you're not confused. You're willfully ignorant. And I'm not here to babysit.
Why are you attacking people? That's not making it better.
Anybody through common sense. Nobody told y'all to run like dumbasses, making up storylines and believing lies. I don't owe anyone any updates, especially not people.
I don't owe anybody any updates. Maybe if you slander one of the biggest YouTubers and say you don't need any updates to it, how much? What? How ignorant? How bad can you be? This is horrible, bro. Try taking their side. I really want y'all. I want y'all to put your head in the mind space. Try being on their side. Try thinking the way that they think. And it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Why don't you update us? Why? Why don't you update us? Maybe if you did that, you'll have more people on your side.
Who only show up for the drama. You don't want truth, you want content. And because I don't post on your schedule,
you don't want the people that show up for drama. They show up for content. Then why post this online? Who are you trying to reach out for? What is this for? What is this for? Why are you posting this online? Are you trying to reach an audience so you can start your own movement against Cory? Or are you... I don't understand, because you're slandering the people that are trying to take your side now.
Suddenly I'm hiding or lying. Bitch, please. It means I'm not desperate for attention like the rest of you. The same people.
It's not called being desperate for attention. It's called asking for help online for some reason. Even though I'm 35 years old.
People calling me a clout chaser are literally the ones posting shit for attention. Y'all made hate videos, ran your mouths, and tried to go viral off me, but somehow I'm the fucking problem. As if the damage he caused wasn't enough, then came the fake accounts. Thread after thread.
Shadow. Panda Ninja official. See?
Of lies, posts with words I never said, messages I never wrote. Some even claimed I edited conversations. Like, that makes sense. Y'all couldn't even tell the difference between Xbox and Discord, dude. Then you
My head hurts, guys. Guys, this whole situation, such a joke, bro. Such a joke. Such a joke, guys. I hope you guys can see my opinion. I hope I'm not just blabbering nonsense.
went and made a whole Xbox account, or maybe you just recycled the one you already had. Who even knows? Either way, the desperation was showing, because nothing screams we've got truth like faking accounts and inventing posts. All that effort just to make someone innocent look bad, just to protect a person you think matters more. Strangers who knew nothing were pretending to be credible witnesses. They didn't solve anything. They just put his toxic fan base on display.
And why did you post this? Why couldn't you just handle this with Cory yourself on personal matters? Is it because you are scared? Like this oh my gosh, it's making me mad, dude. Because like I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to take their side, to understand, to listen. But like y'all are literally losing this argument to a man that hasn't even spoken about it. This is horrible.
The funniest part, you call me weird, but nothing's weirder than strangers spending hours creating lies about someone they don't even know. You two, tell me again, who's weird? And the worst part, he chose to sit back and let it happen. This is the man who calls himself a Christian. He allowed...
Why are you attacking his religion? Why is he if anything, that makes him more Christian. Him avoiding this nonsense, that makes him more Christian. Sorry, do you want Christians to fight your battles for you?
Harassment to happen in his name. He stayed silent while others did the fighting for him, and he built a brand on values he never lived by. Christian on Sunday, manipulator every other day. Tell me, what's Christian about that, fucking coward? And
Remember, this video was in no way to harm Cory's name or to off-brand him. Remember that. I don't know if you guys could hear me, but remember, this was, I repeat, not a video not to slander or go against Cory's name.
don't get it twisted. Bringing up his religion isn't crazy. He built that image himself, wore it like armor, used to sell himself as someone pure and untouched.
Maybe it's because that's his religion. Have you ever thought about that?
This isn't about belief. It's about behavior that never lined up with the values he claimed to represent. There's a difference. You don't have to believe me. Truth is, most of you never wanted to. You dragged me before I even had the chance to speak.
Don't say that. If you want people to be by your side, because clearly that's what you want. Clearly, as much as you say you don't want attention, clearly the reason why you posted this was to get people's sides and attention. Don't say that. Don't. God.
To be real, nobody else came forward because they saw exactly how I was treated. They stayed quiet out of fear. And I can't blame them, really. When I went on lives to explain pushing through stress just to be heard, y'all ignored the words and clowned how I spoke. Like, that's what mattered. Let me spell it out for you, since most of you clearly don't know me. Stress triggers medical conditions I live with. When my anxiety spikes, I stutter, always have, and I also deal with chemo brain, lasting side effect of cancer treatment that messes with memory and speech. That's why I chose to write. Even then, it wasn't enough.
Do you guys think she has anxiety now? Because, this is a pretty heavy topic. I would have anxiety speaking about it. She always talks about how she's super scared about this and all that, like that. I don't hear her stuttering like that, or having that memory loss thing.
You guys complained, mocked me, you picked apart like my pain was entertainment, like I was nothing more than a sideshow for you to tear down.
See,
Some of you even said I was writing in poems. Let's be real. I write better than half of you stupid ass people anyway.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? I'm sorry, headphone users, but what does this have to do with anything? What does this have to do with anything? Just because you can write well, what does that do for you?
Y'all just uneducated and just don't know how to do shit or read.
There you go, mocking the people that you are trying to take sides. Imagine if I wanted your side on an allegation. And I say, man, you guys are dumb. You guys are stupid. Man, I don't care about you. Are you going to choose my side? No.
For that
No.
matter. I didn't do this for you. I did this for myself. For every person he damaged and tossed the
Keep in mind, didn't they call him ignorant and selfish? Like, during this video? I may be wrong, but yeah.
side like they were nothing. You don't know me. You don't know who I've stood with, who I've buried pieces of
Okay.
myself for, or
You're right
how
about
deep the
that.
scars run from people like
You're
him.
right
You don't
about
even
that.
know the basics, my color, my food, my grind, my bloodline. Instead, some of you
Okay.
were ignorant enough to decide I must be white just because I'm light skinned. Like somehow that would make
Okay. What does this have to do? Why are we getting off
it
topic?
all less serious. Like the damage wouldn't matter if you could erase my culture out of the story. That's racism. That's ignorance. And the funniest part, you were so wrong. I'm a minority. Asian and Spanish. You tried to strip me of who I am just to fit your weak ass narrative. And in doing that, you proved exactly why stigma like this exists. You showed your prejudice out loud. Meanwhile, this coward parades around and bragging about how he likes Latinas. Like that somehow excuses the way he treats them. That's who you defend. That's who you idolize. Some of you are way too comfortable running your mouths with no actual knowledge. Considering none of you were there. You don't know the full story. You don't know the people.
Then show us the full story. Why post half of the story? Stop. And then wonder why people are mad at you.
Involved, but you swear you understand what I've been through? You've clearly never been doxxed, cyberbullied, and harassed while trying to process trauma in real time. Just to be told you're doing it wrong? People expected me to know how to explain something I was still trying to process while being watched, doxxed, cyberbullied, interrogated, and judged the entire fucking time. I didn't owe y'all shit, because who the fuck are you? Were you in the bed with me and him? Were you there when we were on our excursions? No, you weren't.
Guys, please. Please, I can't hold it anymore, dude. I don't know if this video is even Cory based at this point. That's how much brain cells I'm losing, dude. Am I biased? Am I biased about Cory at this point? I don't know. Because it's hard. It's really hard to choose her side when she keeps slandering the people that are trying to understand her, you know?
And I chose to speak for myself and for anyone else who's going through it or gone through it. Y'all already acting like rabid dogs off of vague sentences. You think I'm giving you more to chew on? Be for real. Gaslighting me at my weakest, they thought they could bully me into rewriting reality. But the truth was already written and it's not changing. And that 6-hour call some of you won't shut up about. Try getting one clean sentence out when your body's locked in fight or flight. When you're frozen, terrified to misspeak and fully aware every word is being dissected by people who already decided they fucking hate you. I've been used, lied to, walked on, and then somehow cast as the villain? So imagine clawing up the strength to finally speak while you're shaking, stressed, drowning, and the internet tears apart how you talk, how you type, how you look, how you breathe. Oh, she stuttered, must be lying. She paused, oh, she's faking. No, go fuck yourselves and stop.
Then don't listen to them. This is what I don't understand about online, you know? Some situations, yes, I understand because, you know, essay is a serious topic, you know? Like, essay is a serious topic and stuff. But I don't understand. Just because you get negativity, I don't know if you guys heard this before, but ignore it. Ignore it. Have you guys ever thought about that? Or constructive criticism. Oh, that must be a scary word for you guys there. Ooh.
With the it happened 7 years ago. Like time erases scars. Like time is supposed to clean it up, make it easier to ignore. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. Time doesn't hand you a clean slate. That's not growth. That's
Time does matter, actually. It actually does matter. You know, like, let's say someone did this, and then it happened over, like, 100 years ago. Nobody's gonna care. It happened 100 years ago. 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And if you're attacking Cory, then why aren't you attacking Mav? He didn't speak up about this 7 to 8 years ago. This is so
hiding
dumb.
until people forget. People change. People grow up.
Yeah.
Cool. Then explain the people he hurt more recently. What's the excuse now? I'm not
Who
here
are the
because
people?
what you saw on his channel. I'm here.
Who are the people? Who are the people? Why are you rubbing?
Because of what he hid. You don't get it. So no, y'all aren't entitled to your opinions about shit you know nothing about. And just so we're clear,
Why
he
don't you
even
help
said
us
y'all
know?
need help. And no, that's not me defending him. It's just a fact because this level of parasocial
And then you talk about that he has never spoke to his community.
delusion is insane. Parasocials are the disease of this whole community. You sit behind screens drooling over a man who doesn't even know you exist. You're parasites feeding off his image and
Does she know we exist? Does she know I exist? Does she know my dog exists?
spitting venom at anyone who tells a story you can't handle. You don't defend him because you know him. You defend him because you've built a fake version of him in your head. And the thought of that image breaking terrifies you. You're addicts, you're obsessed, you're sick. You'll scream his name till your throat burns and he still won't say yours once. He'll keep collecting your...
He's a YouTuber. What do you expect? What do you expect? I can't go and see who subscribes to me. That's just harsh reality that you just came to the point of knowing. Some YouTube... Jacksepticeye doesn't know I exist. Markiplier doesn't know I exist. Mr. Beast doesn't know that I exist. So now technically you're slandering everybody. Mav doesn't know I exist. Why are you slandering... Now you're slandering all the YouTubers. Just wait until Jacksepticeye gets a response for this. Man.
Views, your money, blind loyalty while you eat each other alive in the comments. That's what being parasocial has made you. Fighting like bodyguards for a man who wouldn't even hold the damn door for you. And another thing, what sense does it make to keep this hard for a grown-ass man? He's not a toddler. He doesn't...
You're a grown woman. You're a grown woman. Why are we...
need you holding his hand just to speak. He's 32 years old and y'all clown me for being old when I'm barely 2.5 years older than him?
35 years old.
Make it make sense. It's not just parasocial fans. It's the culture that's been rotting for years. The gaming community is still drowning in misogyny, and it shows in every comment section, every Twitch chat, every joke that gets a free pass because it came from the right face. Women aren't treated as equals. We're trophies. Punching bags are entertainment.
Hey, baby. Hold on. Okay. I'm doing a video. Literally right now, I'm recording. Do you mind if I include you in it real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. It's on right now. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very crappy video because I'm not gonna be editing. Hopefully they can hear you. But,
You're on speaker?
Yeah, you're on speaker.
Just put it close to the mic thingy,
Yeah,
bubber.
I am. The thinking of rubber. But, so basically I'm watching this video of, Cory's ex going on a rant, about how he's a terrible boyfriend and all that stuff. And there is a specific part where she is saying, hold on, let me play this clip so I can hear it again.
Because it came from the right face. Women aren't treated as equals. We're trophies. Punching bags are entertainment until we stop.
Okay. She says women are trophies and punching bags for men and are treated like entertainment. I got a question for you. Have I ever treated you like that?
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
No, but that's because a lot of people are different, though. A lot of men are different. Like, you're...
Mm-hmm.
Also, before, like, you weren't as, like, perfect, you know? Like, nobody's perfect, but, like, before you used to be, you know, like a bad boyfriend. Yeah. But you grew from that. Mm-hmm. But some people just don't grow. Like, maybe her boyfriend, or I don't know who that is, was like that.
It was Cory.
I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
well, Cory, whatever his name is, maybe he was like that, but at the same time, you don't know that because she could be true, but she could also be not true because of like it's internet. So
yeah, I'm trying so hard to take both sides. Well, not both sides, but I'm trying so hard to take their side because they're talking about SA, and SA is a very serious topic, But the way that they are speaking, you're going to see in the video the way that they are speaking and stuff. And I'm definitely going to include the part where you say, back then, yes, I was a terrible boyfriend and stuff. Like, I will openly admit that.
You never like SA to me.
Yeah. But, like,
More like,
but like,
that.
this happened 7 years ago, by the way. This whole situation of Cory being a bad boyfriend happened 7 years ago. So do you think that Cory could change during those 7 years?
I think people can change, but not everyone does. That's the thing. So you don't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she is right about that and stuff. But like this whole situation is just very wrong. Like, did you watch the video that was sent in the link?
No.
Okay, because basically she's slandering her own fan base as well, And that's the thing, we don't know if he changed or not, but she's not showing us evidence of like recent stuff, like if she did, then that would be a whole different story, and then we could take her side, but she's not. She's just saying this. And then she's attacking his religion. She's over here attacking him for not wanting to be part of not wanting to get into this drama, and attacking his religion by saying is that what a Christian would do or something like that? What's your opinion on that?
Even if it was true, like he SA'd her, like it's okay that she's coming out like that. Like that's amazing. Like if it's true, and she's coming out about it, like finally able to talk about it. But she shouldn't, like, just because something bad happened to you doesn't mean you can talk about someone's religion.
Yeah, exactly. And
religion's a big thing.
And the thing is, she literally just confirmed in this video that she didn't speak of anything about SAing, but literally in 2339, 66. Hold on. Let me find it.
Those screenshots of text message conversations.
Boom. She has there's a screenshot that says, "Do you hear yourself? You knew I'd survive SA. You knew how hard it was to feel safe in my own body." So that whole screenshot just debunked her whole thing of her saying that she never even hinted or mentioned SA.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
You watch. We'll talk about it later. But thank you for being a part of this video. And yeah, basically, as long as my viewers in the future know that yes, I was a terrible boyfriend back then, especially during the early stages of high school. You said what?
I was also a bad person back then too.
But we grew, we changed from that and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, thank you. I love you.
I love you. Bye, Stinky. Go shower.
Okay. Right. I'm cutting that out. Just joking.
And y'all clown me for being old when I'm barely 2.5 years old and every problem. This behavior is normal. That status erases accountability. That if someone's popular enough, the rules don't apply. This is how toxicity becomes the baseline. This is how cruelty turns into currency. And this is how young viewers, kids, grow up thinking empathy is weakness and accountability is betrayal. Because their role models told them so without ever having...
Oh wait, hold on.
Trying to say the words.
Okay,
To every
never
male
mind.
creator coasting
She
off his
debunked
broken
mine.
system, your silence isn't neutral, it's compliance. Every time you look the other way, you're telling your audience that women's safety matters less than your brand. Every time you laugh it off, you're telling the next generation that abuse is just part of the game. And when the day comes that it's...
I do agree with her here. This is what I do agree with her here. Like, strongly agree. This generation is teaching other generations, yeah, sometimes what jokes can be like racist jokes and stuff, that can be taken into the next generation, and then it will be like fatigued, like the next generation will think, oh, it's okay to do this stuff and all that, and then they'll start normalizing it. This, I strongly agree with her. Bravo. That's not like to make fun of her anyway and stuff. So let's continue. I agree with her there. Thank you for making a strong point.
On the receiving end of the truth, you'll have no defense because you built the very culture that will tear you down. And while we're here, let's kill another rumor. No, I don't have an OnlyFans, and I'm not a sex worker.
Yes, because a situation that is very important definitely calls for, yes, I'm not an OnlyFans creator. Who needed to know that?
Never have, not now, not then. There are fake accounts out there pretending to be me, using my pictures, spinning lies, and y'all ran with it like idiots. Again, no, I'm not a sex worker or an OF model, but the way you weirdos obsessed, maybe I should open one just so you...
Cut the video. Oh, no. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed.
You can finally put your money where your mouth is. At least then your broke asses would actually be paying me instead of lying about me for free. I promise, in my perspective, Cory will be my first subscriber though. Right next to all my haters.
This isn't about... Remember this. Remember, Romeo. Video isn't about slandering Cory. Remember.
And enemies, you'll be lined up paying me just to lurk. I've got nothing but respect for actual sex
So you're
workers.
basically just calling people your lapdogs. That's yay. Glad I'm one of your lapdogs. Yay.
They hustle, they grind, and they deal with the same harassment, shaming, and stigma I see y'all try to throw at me. The difference is they don't deserve...
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry to think she is one now. I'm not gonna lie. Because why would you bring this topic and talk about it for a whole minute now?
It either. Women and men in that line of work put up with enough bullshit already, and they deserve protection, not judgment. What y'all do when you weaponize sex as an insult is...
Okay, she's going with this topic, man. She going with it, man. So I'm starting to think she is. I'm really starting to think she is, even before this.
How ignorant and hypocritical you really are. Y'all love to hashtag empowerment until it's about sex workers. Then suddenly they don't count, but you're the first one subscribing in
you're going through this topic.
Hypocrites. He's been silent for a reason. That silence was his answer with me, and it's the same move he's pulled on people close to him for years. Friends, family, relationships, even back in high school. It's a pattern. He's done this shit for so long, he's completely desensitized. This isn't some phase. This is who he is. I found out so much shit that finally filled in all the confusing gaps I had for years. And it didn't come from trolls. It came from people who actually know him like I do. I'm not here to convince strangers. I'm not asking anyone to believe me. But if your whole argument relies on someone who never liked me to begin with, someone who wasn't even present when any of this happened, you're not seeking truth. You're just...
So no one was present. No one was present while this happened. No one was. Why are you sending this video? Why are you wanting attention from these people? What is the point of this?
Desperate to hate. Everybody got enemies who will twist the story to make them look bad. That's not new. What's new is how bold some of you got lying on my name like you know me. Talking about I'm a liar, I'm manipulative, I do people dirty. Bitch, you don't even know my middle name, but suddenly you're experts on my whole life? Fuck out of here. Y'all got so desperate to make me look dirty, you started believing your own lies. She's a liar, she's manipulative, she does people wrong. No. What I did was stop letting people like you use me. That's why you're mad. You can't stand the fact that I don't beg to to sit at your little tables.
I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad that there's no evidence. I'm mad that you're not taking a step forward to oh my gosh, to debunk all the people, you know? It's really hard to take their side, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Sure, I may get some, oh, he's biased about Cory. It's pretty obvious. So, with the way he has the black light and Cory has a black light in his video. Like, I'm all for hearing another person's story out. I'm not here to listen and waste my time on people that just have a problem, a personal problem with Cory. You know? And I thought this video, well, when I first watched it, I was like, okay, maybe during the next section, there will actually pop up screenshots, evidence. So I decided, make this video, let's go. But when I got to her part, I'm like, nah, man. This is literally out of anger, you know? I'm not going for it.
I flipped them over. Instead, you hate me because I don't need your validation. You just need someone to hate because your lives are empty. You scream liar, manipulative, dirty, so you don't have to face yourselves. And the gag is, you're not mad that I supposedly lied. You're mad that I grew. You're mad that the girl you thought you could walk all over turned into a woman who will stomp the fuck out of your lies. So to the people...
So now you're threatening people, you know? Like, yeah, let's threaten the people that we're trying to get. Yes.
Saying he ghosted me? No, he didn't ghost me. He punished me with silence because he knew that was the best way to manipulate me. When
I don't know if you knew, but that's actually called ghosting. I'm sorry, let's go.
My lowest. He knew exactly how to twist my emotions and keep me.
See, if that was
girl, the broken one,
see, if that was real, then that's messed up on Cory's part. You know that? Yeah, that's messed up. But like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Make us care. Show us evidence, please.
Control? She doesn't exist anymore. I took time for myself. I healed, and I'm not her anymore. I never needed him for clout. I never used his name to build myself up. I had the chance plenty of times, and I didn't because not everyone is desperate to be famous. Some of us were just living our lives, creating content for fun, not to ride somebody else's wave. When Cory asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I told him I wanted to see him, of course, but I also said I loved to meet Dashi. Instead of being happy to share that moment with me, he got angry, he yelled, he hung up on me, and then disappeared for a while. And then later on, when he did come back, he kept bringing up Dashi on different occasions, not in a neutral way, but in ways I knew were meant to get a reaction out.
Where's the text messages? Where's the text messages? This is becoming a common occurrence, viewers. A common occurrence. She is saying stuff, not providing evidence. This is making me mad. This is actually making me mad, man. Oh, man.
It felt like he was dangling Dashi's name in front of me just to test me, just to start arguments. For me, that shows something deeper. He wasn't just upset about one conversation. He was taking someone I genuinely admired and twisting it into another way to punish me. To make me feel like I was wrong for asking for something so simple. Even my birthday wish, something that should have been positive, became another tool he could use for control. And in my perspective, that's emotional abuse. Another thing I need to point out is how Cory's tone toward me changed over the years. 3 different eras.
No evidence. I am seeing no evidence at all, guys. I don't know where it went.
3 different versions of him, all depending on what suited him at the time. So in 2018, he tried pulling the same tired stunts, flowers, a teddy bear, and that stupid note like it was supposed to undo the mess he already made. That night, he even told me, I made a lot of mistakes in my life, but you weren't one of them. For years, that line and conversation replayed in my head, and I asked him if he really meant it. Every time he'd say yes, and every time he'd follow it was another excuse for why he acted the way he did. His words never matched his actions, and all it did was confuse me long enough for him to keep me around. When we were making plans, I suggested Florida so we could go do things together at Universal Studios and Disney. He instantly got mad, and I didn't understand why at first. I had only said I wanted us to have our first in places we hadn't been before together. I wasn't even thinking about Dashi living there. I wasn't into him. I even said that, but looking back, his tone made it obvious that was the reason.
Where's the evidence? Now, hold on. She shows evidence of Cory being a nice person by sending her flowers hours and a whole note, but no evidence about him being mad. No evidence about him doing anything else. It's making me mad.
He got irritated. Even when he was literally hanging out with Dashi, he'd bring him up in our conversations just to see how I'd react. I'd play it off jokingly or change the subject because what else could I do? But really, it was another way for him to test me, to try to get a rise out of me. So later, he could flip it around and find a way to blame me. The Dashi stuff was just one example of a bigger pattern. Cory constantly threw subliminals or little digs, not just about Dashi, but about other things too, because he wanted control over the narrative and how I responded. By then, he still texts me in ways that seemed flirtatious, but I was done by July 2018. I brushed it off because I was far past wanting to rekindle a broken relationship. And the timing? I went Instagram official with my ex in late October 2018. A week or so later, Cory goes on one of his famous breaks. I didn't even know about it until someone showed me recently. Coincidence? Maybe, but the timing is suspicious. 2019, he hits me up out of...
What? So now we're getting what? Let's say he was mad. Let's say this isn't coincidence. Let's say that he was mad or something. You're now getting mad over him spending time to himself. You know? Yeah. Let's get mad at him. Yeah. Woo.
Nowhere saying that he wanted to fuck up my life some more. He told me he had every reason to be my friend, but I had plenty of reasons not to be.
I think there might be. Okay. Let me not say that because I think there might be evidence of that. I think that's what those screenshots were. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Suddenly he's claiming that he loved me and that I didn't do anything wrong except for one thing. He brought up this kiss from years earlier. I had already explained to him many times that it wasn't intentional. I was on an acquaintance stream. His sister came over to kiss me on the cheek. I turned my head by mistake and it landed on the lips. We laughed it off because it was a funny accident. Cory was literally watching that stream live, but he never let it go. Even though I explained it over and over, I had to apologize for something that wasn't even real. And yet he's the one.
So you just explained something that wasn't real. Or do you mean real in relationship? I don't know, man.
Reaching out to me about it later, acting like some bitter ex who couldn't handle the fact he no longer had.
How long is this recording, dude? Because I need this video up, like, fast. This is an hour-long footage, guys.
So over me. 2022, when the end situation came up, he shifted his tone again. Suddenly, I was to blame all over again. He told me, I recall having...
Okay, wait.
Cory himself told me that Mav and some of his so-called friends were rooting for us. So for those same friends to later claim that they didn't know who I was, straight fucking liars. And if Cory didn't actually want to be with me, friends were rooting for us. So for those same friends to later claim that they didn't know who I was, straight...
Or is she attacking Mav? Mav included her in the same video.
Fucking liars. And if Cory didn't...
She is including Mav because Mav didn't do anything. He didn't do anything about this. And who posted this about? This is so rare.
Didn't actually want to be with me. From my perspective, he wouldn't have been taking pictures with me, filming videos with me, contacting me, walking on perspective. He wouldn't have been taking pictures. And if Cory didn't actually want to be with me, from my perspective, he wouldn't have been taking pictures with me, filming videos with me, contacting me, walking around New York with me, where anyone who knew who he was could see us together. And
so that means Cory did love you.
Let's be clear, it wasn't just once. There were so many breakups and makeups between us that by the time 2018 came around, I was already ready to move on. And you know what makes it worse? I had a gut feeling for years that he did, but I couldn't confirm it. So I told people he didn't cheat on me until I saw the proof. And that shit pissed me off because now after all these years, I realized he could have given me an
Show us the proof.
He never told me he had multiple partners. He told me straight up that
show me the proof. Come on.
Anyone else that he loved.
That's it. Please, please, please,
bullshit. And let me clear this up once and for all, since some of y'all love inventing pregnancies out of thin air. I was never pregnant by him, not by him, not by any man from that time, not now.
Please show us evidence. Please.
One pregnancy in my life, and she is 17 years old. That's it. That's all you need to know. So where the fuck did y'all pull this nonsense from? Acting like I was...
They pulled it from Cory making that April Fool's joke about him saying that he got a girl pregnant. My back hurts.
Out here throwing pussy around, and even if I was, which I wasn't, didn't we all agree slut shaming was tired? But here you are doing it anyways, backwards as hell, proving you don't even know what you stand for anymore. 1 minute you're all about women's empowerment, the next you're spreading
Finally, let's go. Evidence. Let's
subliminal
go.
Cory through in his videos. When he wanted me to feel special, he'd sneak in little hints, stuff only I would catch, just to let me know.
And so you did the dance on purpose. I had a feeling you might catch it. You did it on purpose. Just say, of course I did. Yeah.
He was thinking about me. He'd sneak in little hints.
I think that's the dance, the little. Yeah, you guys know that dance.
Stuff only I would catch, just to let me know he was thinking about me. That was his way of pulling strings without.
Wait, so is this like, I don't understand. Is this like him saying this is a dirty joke for like, oh, I want you down there or something? Like,
would catch, just to let.
Because I don't see it.
Let me know.
Where's the evidence? Please tell me you have more evidence.
They persist.
Please tell me you have more evidence, please.
Honesty is the best policy. Please. Didn't harass you. I didn't bother you. I always said I didn't want to bother you.
But I don't like bothering you even if I'm hurting. It's really no bother though. I'm confused. I don't know. I just have this thing if I'm down like this. I don't like people to know, or I hold it in, or don't like to ask for help. Especially that I don't like to bother people. It's fine to not want to bother, but you don't bother me. Are you serious? Are you sure? I miss you. Yes. Monday, July 23rd. Of course I miss you. Okay. Maybe I'm missing the point here. Hold on.
Policy. And then if they persist, you get the law involved. Honesty is the best policy. Please shut the fuck up, Cory. You can.
Remember, this video is not used to slander Cory. Remember.
Close the gaps in your teeth, but you'll never close the gap between who you pretend to be.
Whoa.
You can close the gaps in your teeth, but you'll never close.
Now you're slandering me. Now I gotta get involved.
I didn't. Who you pretend to be and who you really are, and the law.
But that's messed up. Going after the man's teeth. Come on, man.
Killed me.
Like no one has them perfect teeth like you, bro. Come on.
Didn't harass you. I didn't bother you. I always said I didn't want to bother you.
Okay.
And you said I was never a bother. You had a chance to say I'd rather not associate myself with you or whatever.
But then if he would have done that, you still would have had a problem. It was a lose-lose situation for him.
Instead, you out here talking shit to everyone else about me, including your stupid ass subliminals, because you aren't man enough to tell me to my face like a gossiping ass.
Here's one thing about. I'm gonna go back to me being a bad boyfriend back then. So back then, of course, before the girlfriend that you guys just heard her name, I don't know if I want to tell you guys her name, but some of you guys may know all that and stuff. Before her, there were some relationships that I was in, yes, some, and this is heavy lore. I'm talking heavy. Yes, there were some relationships that I ran from because yes, I was young. I didn't know how to break up with somebody. You know, like that. I don't know if anyone else has that feeling, but like, because I know it's not just a man thing or a woman thing, it's everybody thing, you know, something that it's hard, you know, to break up with somebody. And throughout all my struggles and stuff, I found myself with the girl that I love, which you guys heard on the phone and stuff, and we had a lot of tension in our early beginnings because, you know, I didn't know how to love, you know, but the more I grew up, the more I learned and stuff, the more I figured out, boom, that's how you show affection. That's how you do this and that and stuff. And not just because he didn't tell it to your face doesn't mean that like he meant harm, you know, like I just need plain. I know I keep asking for evidence, and she said she literally put up evidence, but I need more, you know, I need something that will be like, got him, or something like that, you know.
hating ass bitch. And let's not forget, you weren't even man enough to be there for your own kid's mother. That's not just embarrassing, that's pathetic. You left your own kid's mother. That's not just embarrassing, that's pathetic. You left her to clean up your mess while you strutted around pretending you're bigger than life. That's your pattern.
No, he didn't.
Always running, always dodging, always hiding. You can't face the truth, so you paint everyone else the problem, but deep down, you're nothing but a narcissistic fraud.
He's narcissistic. And she said she was going to start an OnlyFans. And he's narcissistic. Well, Cory did say he was going to start OnlyFans, but it was a joke. Hopefully, if she does, man, it's over for her, man. But yeah. Cory's narcissistic, guys. She's not, clearly, you know.
That shit pissed me off because let's
It's pissing me off that you're not getting any evidence.
Be real. Who the fuck does he think he is? Dropping subliminals, painting himself like he's the victim and making...
He thinks he's a YouTuber. No, I'm gonna do the finger thing.
Me or his high school girlfriend look like the problem? Me, the crazy ex? You must be on fucking drugs. And the timing, suspicious.
Now we're accusing him of being on drugs now. Yes, people, yes.
Just a week before, I had messaged him about this obsessive fan he has a weird association with. So put it together. I confront him about this fan, and right after that, he goes public with a rant about a crazy ex who supposedly won't leave him alone. The coincidence is too loud to ignore. He was planning.
I don't remember him doing that. Was it in that video of him with the crazy ex game that he played?
The only reason I even caught it now because his own internet detectives, the same fans who swear they're geniuses, couldn't shut up about it. They practically gift wrapped it this subliminal for me. Y'all think you're protecting him, but you really just exposed him. Behind closed doors, though, he was still reaching out. He told Mav with a facepalm that
What's going on with you, though? Man, nothing much. Trying to get my affairs in order. Again, text from my ex. Usual stuff, law. Mammy was texting me this morning. It's like I want her to leave me alone, but I want her one more time. Other than that, helping with my family, about to move my grandma out the hood in Detroit. Just good positive tidings over here. Bro, this... Oh my gosh. What is this proving? Okay, let's take the part where he says, it's like I want her to leave me alone, but I want her one more time. Okay, he is currently battling a situation that's going on with him and stuff. I'm not here to make excuses for Cory, but he just explained it. Cory, you literally just ended this whole thing for yourself with that one statement right there. You're over here telling Cory hurts his family. Look at him. He's over here helping his grandma move to Detroit. What are you proving here? What are you proving here? Really, what are you proving here? Guys, I don't think I could be on her side, bro. This is... I need more text. I need more text messages like this. Please. Ooh. We got some juicy stuff. That's surgical. Ooh, please tell me this is actually good evidence, please.
Patterns of behavior, those are all protected speech, especially when you're speaking about a public figure. If telling the truth makes someone uncomfortable, that's on them, not me. There's a clear difference between speech. Patterns of behavior, those are all protected speech, especially when you're speaking about a public figure. If telling the truth makes someone uncomfortable, that's on them, not me.
Okay, yeah. If telling the truth makes people uncomfortable, that's on you, not me. But you're the one that wants him to tell the truth. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sorry.
There's a clear difference between speaking out about your own experiences and crossing a line into targeted harm. What I shared came from my life. It was personal, real, and legally protected. And I saved this for last, since some of you thought it was okay to pick apart my cancer diagnosis. Fuck you. You don't get to question something you've never lived through.
Okay, we don't care about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. If she had actual cancer and she proved evidence of that, that has nothing to do with the current situation. I'm glad she got through cancer. Whatever that. This has been an hour long, as you guys can see right here. Guys, I don't know what to say, honestly. My hairline reveal, you know. It's hard to choose sides. It's hard to choose her side, to be specific, because she is literally debunking herself. And I hope you guys could see my opinions. If you guys couldn't, let me know down in comments. Make sure you guys subscribe to make yourself a lemon today. And yeah, if life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I'll see you guys truly next week with another gameplay video. I'm sorry.